Y'all know the vibes, your boy DJ MR, period, CEO, Fleet DJs, Nerd DJs, Rockilla DJs, the next urban millionaire, WSRE, Nationwide Sounds Radio, Nerd DJs Radio, Live 1055 LA. I'm back in the building. This part is called CEO Talks because y'all know when you hear my voice and I'm not DJing, I have a special guest. So for those who follow me, y'all know my routine. Uh, no scripts. I don't really call my guest ahead of time, be like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about, and hey, what don't you want to talk about? So do me a favor and let everybody know, who you are, where you're from, how you got started, all the original questions they ask you on a radio interview. I don't like asking the boring questions. So we gotta get the introduction questions out the way. And then, we have a good old conversation. And by the time we're done, everybody should have a good idea of, who you are.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey everyone, this is Devonese, Devonese. I'm called the Voice of Southern Soul. I was born and raised in Alabama, but I'm a Georgian now. And I got started in singing, and I sing Southern Soul. I sing a little bit of everything actually, but I got started when I was about 4 years old in gospel. So I've been singing a long time.
Okay, okay. Now I'm a New York DJ. So for folk in New York and more part of the upper part of the country, um, what is Southern Soul, and what is Southern Soul for you, and what's it mean for you as being a Southern Soul artist?
Okay. So, Southern Soul to me, and this is what I tell everyone, is the gospel got together with blues and made a baby called Southern Soul. And that Southern Soul is like a feeling, when you hear that soul that comes from the depths of your belly, and it comes out through your mouth and it makes you feel a certain way, even if it's talking about cheating, if it's talking about love, if it's just, whatever it's talking about and it's coming through, those chords and that soul just hits you just like a pile of bricks. And I just love it. It makes you think mostly.
Okay, okay. I think that might be one of the best explanations that I've gotten um, from a Southern Soul artist. So I appreciate that. So you started singing at 4 in the
Hmm.
church. Preacher's kid?
No, not a preacher's kid, but I'm from the South, right? So Alabama, we had a lot of gospel groups, and so my granddad formed the group with my mom, my grandmother, my aunt, and me. There's a lot of us, so we all could sing, and so we just formed the Gospel Angels of Pickersville, Alabama, and my mother carries it right now by herself.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So for you starting out in the church, when did you first start to, I mean, gradually move over into, Southern Soul from gospel?
I've always listened to, let's just say, R&B, rap. God is always first in my life, so gospel always has that. It's above everything else because I know who my creator is. However, when I moved over to Southern Soul, it was just an easy transition because like you get a feeling with gospel. R&B makes you feel something too, especially when they're going deep and they telling their problems. When that Southern Soul came along, it's more like I got an answer for those problems. So I just transitioned pretty smoothly. I like it.
Okay, okay. So gospel wise, who are some of your favorite gospel artists you listen to coming up?
Ooh, coming up. I know the first person in my head is Dottie Peoples, right? I've listened to her. I like all gospel. Lee and the QCs. I don't know, if you know who they are because they're from deep Mississippi, but they're really, really worldwide. Worldwide. The Jackson Southern Airs, the Williams brothers. Oh my God, everybody, everybody.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So take me back to when you first starting out as a Southern Soul artist. What were some of your earliest experiences like?
I would say when I first dropped my first song, right? Because I've been writing a very long time, and I started writing R&B, of course. I wrote gospel, but when I wrote my first Southern Soul song, to me, it's more like a beat thing. And so my first beat wasn't even Southern Soul. The soul came from me, and it was called Big Weight, right? And it got received. I'm talking about people still, that song right now is climbing like crazy. It's probably over 10, it's, I know it's over 10,000 likes just on the song. So I got a video out for it. And people really received it. I started getting shows and everything.
All right, so you touched on R&B a couple of times in your
Mhm.
language. So, um, what have you done on the R&B side of things as an artist?
Well, when I was I'm gonna say about 20 or 22, because I've always liked like Lauryn Hill, SWV. And so I went to this amusement park, which they had a recording booth. It was awesome. Never saw it in my life. So I went to this amusement park up in Richmond, Virginia. They had this booth, and you go in, you pick a song what you want to sing. And so I went in, I did the song, I came out, and they let you listen along with the people, in the park. They was, and I came back, then nobody knew it was me. So I just kind of, tipped around just to hear. And they was like, oh my God, Lauryn Hill is singing that song. But in actuality, it was me. So I'm like, I know I don't sound exactly like her, but they were like really enjoying it. And so, R&B, it took me on a route to where I would perform in karaoke. And then one time, this club had it on like a Tuesday night and let me perform my actual original song, and people were gravitating to that. But then I stopped, married life, and then I came back, Southern Soul, just a little bit harder.
Okay. Is there, do you find that there's a difference in your approach when it comes to whether you're working on gospel, R&B, or a Southern Soul track?
It is because you want to make, or actually write the lyrics that would, in every one of those that would appeal to the audience, right? But if I'm writing a gospel song, of course I'm not gonna say, I ain't even gonna say hell in it, really. I don't. I would prefer not to. But in the sense of Southern Soul, you write it to what's related to yourself. I relate to me, or past experiences, or with something that I know that's going on in the world when I write that type of song that everybody can relate to. Same
Okay.
as R&B. Yeah.
That's definitely dope and appreciative. What is an average day in a recording session with you like?
So if you know what, I'm gonna start from home because I write it. I sit down, I write. It might take me 2 days. It might take me one day. It might take me a couple seconds. I start practicing at home. That way, when I get in the studio, I already know how to lay it down. What's hit this when I hear it in my ear, I know what lyric goes there and how it's supposed to go. So when I'm in the studio, sometimes and my engineers say, "Well, dang, that's one and done." Yeah, because I practice. Now, if I ain't practice, we're gonna have to take that thing over a couple times just to make sure we get it right.
Tell me at this point and where you're at, what are some of your favorite shows that you've done or places you performed?
Favorite. So one would be, and we're getting into that season again, the trail ride season. April of last year, I performed at the 101 Backwood Riders United Trail Ride. They have it every year. It's coming up again, and that was my first time, really, really performing in front of like a trail ride. That was my first trail ride, and it was awesome. I just, people say, well, you look like, you just a natural. Yeah, but the nerves kind of come sometimes, but you got to go ahead and push through. And that was great. I don't know. I like all my performances because when I get up there, I want to give them what they want. You came to see me, and here I am.
Definitely. For my northern folk, just give them a brief background on what a trail ride is.
Well, a trail ride normally is in, I say, the woods, like a big field. It starts on like a Friday. Friday, I think they do the camp out. You bring your RVs and your tents and stuff, and you just sit out there. They may fry some fish, and then the next day would be the actual trail ride. I think they do it on like the Saturdays, early that day, because then you have the show, which is the Southern Soul show. At most trail rides, they have shows, and so that starts around 2, 3 o'clock. But you got a lot of vendors too. So the vendors come out and showcase what they have, so the people can participate. You may not even have your cowboy hat. Well, we got somebody over here. They got it for you. And then they cook, of course. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Yep, you should come. And Sunday is the end. So, Sunday they may do, I mean, I don't know. They're packing up, getting ready to go, but they may do something that morning like breakfast, because some of the vendors are still there. But the weekend is an awesome weekend, and I promise you on Monday you're gonna be tired.
Yeah, I experienced mine when I left New York a couple of years ago and came down to Florida, and got kind of introduced to the Southern soul, the culture, and
Yeah,
things like that. So I know for some of my northern folk who will tune in, they're like, "Well, what's the trail ride?" Well, there y'all have it. It's
yeah.
full
Or
weekend, and for y'all drinkers and people like me that like to eat, yeah,
yep.
they
And
get
they
it.
have ATVs, so it's a lot of mud. So y'all need to come on down and experience one for yourself. I promise you, you're gonna have a great time.
Definitely. So for you, where, if you can, where do you feel like right now you're at within your career?
I felt like it kind of jumped pretty fast as far as exposure, because in the beginning I was, dropping songs every couple of weeks. I wasn't familiar with, well, you got to hold this or wait on it. And I'm the type of person like, yeah, it's gonna come, and numbers are gonna come because if you look at one and there's a second one, well, you're gonna go and you're gonna click that one too because you're inquisitive. I just felt like it went pretty fast. People know who I am now. Like I met a lady, she had no idea that I sung this song. Well, she had an idea that I sung it, but she was like, wait a minute, I know you. And I had been in the building for about like an hour. And she was like, you sing Dirt Road. Well, yeah, that's me. So that's, it's like, wow, people are really listening and they really liking the music. And I feel like, a couple of more years from now, maybe this year, I may be just a little bit elevated because God said so.
Definitely. So for you, going from putting things out a lot to now being a little more structured, what was the process like for you to start there and to get to where you are now?
I mean, I was like I said, I was releasing. I would say people say 2 weeks. I said every 3 weeks because songs were coming to me back to back, and I write my own songs. I slowed down just a little bit because I'm not gonna tell no lie. I like to do me. And like I said, I feel like that if it's a hinder, then I would know that. But I feel like if it sounds good to me, I want somebody to hear it. And so, yeah, I've recently slowed down, even slowed down on writing because I want to have something in the repertoire. But if I make it and it sounds good, it might hit the airways before the other one that I did two months ago. It's just the audience and the people. If you feel like they want it, I want to let them have it.
That's what's up. So what do you have coming up that people can know about?
Okay.
And what are some things that, you have in store? Spring and summertime is, pretty much
Hmm.
here in the South. Uh,
Right.
what's the spring and summer look like for you?
Okay. So first off, I have a entertainment company along with my spouse called Turner Entertainment Productions, and so we're trying to get out and put on shows as well. Um, this Friday in Rockmart, Georgia, I have a video shoot for my new song that's coming out called Shot House. That's a collaboration with the king of trail ride himself, Jeter Jones. So we're gonna shoot a video for that on Friday, and then on Saturday I'm in a place called Lineville, Alabama. I never heard of it until they booked me, but we got a festival there on Saturday. I'm gonna be in. Let's see here. I'm going to be in Marietta end of March. I think there's end of March, and then we got a show coming up in Kilgore, Texas, in May.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a lot. It's a lot in between that. It's on my page, y'all. I'll put it up because you can come and support. I would love that. I love to have a good time, and you can talk to me. Um, yeah, and then on August 16th, we're throwing our own show in my hometown, which is Aliceville, Alabama. 35442. Y'all can look it up. We're gonna have a Southern Soul boot scoot. Once again, featuring a lot of great artists, which Jeter Jones is the headliner. We got my brother Chill Will from Beaufort, South Carolina. We got Mika Mika from right here in Atlanta. We got Willie Rich from Montgomery, Alabama. We got a guy called Marbury. I don't know if y'all have heard of him, but he is awesome. He's from right in my backyard at home, and he's an awesome artist. We also got a new artist out of Mississippi. His name is Mr. Oh Boy. He's coming and he's coming to tear it up as well. So I hope I didn't forget anybody, but that's going to be in August. And if anybody's close to Aliceville, Alabama, zip code 35442, holler at us. Come on in. You're going to have a great time.
That's how you promo some stuff right there. Okay. To have you pull the calendar book out real quick. So, um, I work with a lot of artists, especially hip hop, R&B, stuff like that. What is
Mhm.
the community culture like for Southern Soul? Is it very open, supportive? Because I know a lot of times like with hip hop and R&B, it could be kind of political and competitive. What is
Mhm.
it like for the Southern Soul community?
For the most part, I've experienced, nothing but love from some, but we have this thing where and a lot of people agree, that people came before us and you got to pay homage to that, but also look at the new artists because there's new artists that's up and coming or they coming in slowly, but you got to look at like other people, and you can't tell people who to put on your shows. A lot of people say, well, the gatekeepers, and I don't, I see the gatekeepers, but that's all I do. I see past them because if you want to obtain something, nothing and no one can hinder you. So I see them, but they see me.
There you have it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of familiar. It's kind of ballpark for most genres. Um,
Mhm.
some of your favorite collabs that you've done so far. Who are some of your favorite artists that you've worked with?
I don't love them. you know, I don't love them. No, I do. I like. I don't. So I do pick. If they want to collaborate with me. Well, actually, my husband would say I don't pick because he's like, "Well, you want to work with everybody." I do. I do. I want to work with everybody because the more the merrier. But they all were great. I called the guy, and I don't know if you've seen his music. I think you probably have. His name is Chill Will.
Yep, I
From
got it.
Yeah, we just bonded, and we bonded on a family level, and so we like, the whole family, his family, our family, and that was a great thing for me. Now that collaboration is awesome, and we're trying to get that song out there to the masses because we think it's a great song, great grown up song. But
Definitely.
everybody was awesome. Everybody's been awesome.
Is there anybody in the future that you haven't worked with that you're looking to reach out to and work with?
Yeah. And I want to say something else. Jeter he was a great collaboration too because he was just so humble. He was humble and he was on time. So yeah, he's great. Yeah, I want to work with everybody. I really want to work with, and this is the person that I've been admiring since she won American Idol. And I hope that in the internet land she could get this. But Miss Fantasia
Oh my
Barrino,
goodness! Don't even get me started.
yeah, that's I'm talking about. I was hollering and singing and hollering. She is awesome. And there's a lot of other people that I would like to connect with. Like, and I don't know if you probably have your DJ, Urban Mystic.
Okay.
He has that great that voice. And like I said, it's a lot of people. You want to collab with me, y'all reach out because I'm ready.
There you go. All right.
Yeah,
That's a good vibe.
yeah.
So I know you have Alabama as one of your joints. Y'all done sent me the whole catalog. Um, for anyone who doesn't know you, and they get your press kit and they get ready to hit the play button. What can they expect from you as a person and as an artist?
So I would say expect to be amazed. I write my own music and I can hear it. And when I hear it from me and you because I want to make sure that I make what I like and hope that you like it. And, just from feedback around, this area, around my home area, it's like, well, I like them. I make what you would relate to, as a woman or as a man. That's what I do. And I want y'all to be amazed going there. You're gonna dance, you may cry on one, and you may slow dance on the other. But Devonese gonna give you something that you like.
Right. So here's one for you. Um, Out of all the songs that you've created, produced, and put out,
Mhm.
what are your top three favorite joints that you've done yourself?
The top three, of course, is Big Weight. It's very sentimental to me. Um, the next one would be Moonshine. Yeah, I love Moonshine. And then and the last one would be Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why those three?
So Big Weight, as I said, that was my very first Southern Soul song that I released. And it took a whole year, almost a year, to get where it is right now, up in those thousands. Like it was climbing. But then when I put a visual to it, it really started to climb on the charts. Um, Moonshine is like Moonshine came up. It's crazy. I heard the word moonshine. I heard everybody got a moonshine song, but it's not the same. And so I was listening and I was like, okay. So I sat and I wrote, and then I was like, okay, let me get this beat. And it just tells a story, about Alabama and Mississippi and how close we are. I'm sorry. And then how we can all come together, just listening to it, we're having fun, drinking that moonshine from the Mississippi line.
I ain't
Um,
drinking no moonshine from who I learned my lesson with that one.
technically I did too, but hey, let them have it. Let them
You
have it.
live once and you learn.
Right, like, and in that song, which is so funny, I tell you that it burns. So if
Oh
you
man,
you pick it
listen.
up, it's on you. But and then sorry came about because I was in my with my soft girl era, as they say, and people been in relationships, and sometimes you hear, well, I'm sorry, or I'm not going to do it again, and then probably 3 months later you're doing it again. Not even necessarily cheating. You could be like, I want to change this about me, or do this and do this, even though some of the song is about a cheating type of pattern. But if you continue to do it, what is sorry to me now? It left me a long time ago because I'm immune. You're going to straighten up for a month, 2 months down the road, you're going to do it again. So there's all of us have been through, I think, some of a sorry moment, men and women.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask one question they always ask. If you could choose, now we already know Fantasia's one,
Okay.
but two other well-known artists that you could work with if you had the choice.
If I had the choice.
Whether gospel, R&B, Southern soul.
Thank you for that. Because as soon as you said gospel, Tamala Mann popped in my head.
Okay.
I would love to work with her. She's awesome. And then I also, it's so many. It's so many, and I don't know. It would be another Southern soul artist. It's just a lot of us. It's a lot.
Well, I always got to ask the gospel piece because I don't think I've met anyone who does R&B whose roots aren't in, church and
Hmm.
gospel. It's rare. Um, so I like to kind of ask that question as well because it's a good background and foundation to have.
Yeah.
Even though I became a DJ and everybody swore I was going to either be a pastor or uh, play the piano or whatnot. But I'm like, nah, we're good.
Hmm.
So have you, I know, especially down south, like award shows and things that are huge. Have you any nominations that you've experienced, any awards you won? Um, if you haven't, is there any awards that you have or awards show you have your eyes set on, and so forth?
Yeah, I was actually nominated this past year, and the show was in the beginning of this month at the Soul Music Awards. I was an honoree. We went on a tour, and I was on one of the tour dates with his name is Lex Luger out of Mississippi.
That's my guy.
Um,
Big shout out to my
yeah,
guy,
and
Lex Luger.
Yeah, Lex is awesome. I couldn't make it to the show because my house was full of the flu, and so
Oh.
that kind of dampened things. But I did get my award, my honorary award for being an honoree, spectacular honoree. I did also win the ATL Hottest Female Southern Soul a couple of months back. It was a total shocker. I didn't know. I went, in support of others because there were actors there were singers there were entrepreneurs, CEOs. And when he called my name, I just almost fell out my chair.
Now,
Yeah,
did
almost
you
fell
know
out.
you were Did you know you were nominated, or?
I don't no, because my manager husband kept it a secret. He knew, and he kept it a secret from me. It was just like we got to go. Let's go down here and support and have a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you winning that, to go through that, and where you are now, um, how's that helped like your confidence and understanding, marketing and the stuff you're putting out and who's paying attention and things like that?
Right. You know what? It did boost because I'm a person. I'm humble, right? I grew up with humble beginnings. I'm from Alabama. They call us country, and I don't brag and boast. I've been singing all my life. Yes, I think I sound good, right? But when I got that award, it was like, well, why are you, what? This is exactly what I said to myself. Why are you dumbing down when you should be out elevating up? Like I can be humble, but I can also be appreciative at the same time, right? I can appreciate this award, and I can also say, hey, my head ain't swole, but I'm here. If you need me, I'm going to give you your show that you will not forget. So it kind of boosted that a little bit, and then I started seeing my name on charts, and then, like I said, people come up to me, who I am now, and it's like, hello, I'm sorry, know who I am now, and so it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling that people are watching and they're wanting to hear your music.
So now you kind of have a one up if he's like, oh, we got somewhere to go. So now you kind of know your manager's up to something.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what you doing?
Okay. So, of course, I appreciate you definitely taking, time out your night and your day to get on here with me.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't, know who you are, um, where can they find you? What are your social medias? I mean, the email, contact info, any platform where they can find your music, the YouTube, things like that. What are a lot of your platform handles?
So on let's start with Facebook because I post a lot on Facebook. I share a lot on if you want to come to a show, it's going to be on Facebook, right? So that you can type in Devonese, DEV as in Victor, ONESE. It's going to pop up Sharita Turner. That's my name. So that's me. Go ahead and check it out. I also have a page for Devonese, which is Devonese, the voice of Southern Soul. So you can also go there because what's posted to Sharita Turner is also going to be posted to Devonese. Um, Instagram is Devonese15. You will also see stuff posted there, shows, performances. You can follow me on TikTok at Devonese78 or just type in Devonese and I'll appear. You also Google me. It'll bring up videos. It'll bring up like my background, my history, shows in the past on Google, and you can also find all of my music on any streaming platform. So you can type in Amazon, you can type in Spotify, you can type in YouTube. Um, you'll find me. You'll find me there. Any streaming platforms, iTunes, Apple Music, I'm there as well.
I definitely appreciate you taking your time once again out to get on this interview with me. And of
Mhm.
course, for everybody that, follows me, y'all know the handles DJ Mr. CEO. You guys know I'm on WSRE on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Shout out to my guy DJ Swift out of Atlanta. And then, of course, Saturdays, 3 p.m., Nerd DJs Radio. Both my shows are for the independent artists, which also features Devonese and a couple other folks. Shout out to Yolanda Adams, you know what I mean, and Yolanda Marshall, my guy Lex Luger. A lot of people that keep me in tune with Southern Soul because we're gonna work on getting Southern Soul up the coast.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I
We ready.
definitely appreciate you taking some time out. Look forward to getting more music to the email and seeing more of the festivals and the shows and things like that. And before I let you go, is there anybody you want to, shout out and Give a shout out to.
Yeah, thank you for that. Because I'm sitting over here thinking, first, I want to shout out my team. I got a team of people that's behind me. They work behind the scenes. That's my husband manager. He keeps me going, right? Like he's like, you got to be on time today. I'm like, okay. I got a another. He's up in management too, but he's down in Florida. He comes up to Atlanta like it's like he on an airplane and he drives. His name is Kenny Mobb. I'm gonna shout out my producer. His name it's Tony. He knows that, and I'm just shouting out my whole team, and the last person, I'm sorry, Forte. Her name is Forte. She kind of does everything for us as far as the paperwork and stuff goes. She does all of that. She works the flyers. She puts them out. So I want to thank her. She's part of the team. But Yolanda Marshall. Rizzy Gap Promotions. If you see Yolanda, y'all know that's me too, because she represents harder than anybody else for Devonese. And I'm telling you, Rizzy Gap Promotions, along with Turner Entertainment Productions, y'all gonna be seeing a lot of us. So I want to thank them all and everybody who's had a hand and listening to my music, paying for my music, and just supporting me. I want to thank you all.
Definitely, definitely. Once again, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy night. Definitely be in touch. And for everybody, like I said, it's DJ Macio, Fleet DJs, Nerd DJs. Y'all know the whole spiel. This is my guest, special guest tonight, Devonese, the Southern Soul artist. So make sure y'all tap in, tune in, and pay attention to Facebook, not really Facebook, but Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and everywhere else to find out when this interview will air and when it'll drop and hear her music on my radio shows. Till next time, y'all know the vibes. It's DJ Macio. God bless. Y'all stay safe and y'all have a great night. Talk to y'all soon.